I'm not obliged to report to the Senate President. And all this line of questioning is irrelevant again. And should this line of questioning continue, I will have to say that I will refuse to yield anymore the floor.
No, I'm asking you a question. You went to China, you asked the ambassador of the Philippines there, Madam Brady, for a meeting, and you said, do not take notes during our conversation. And you called the Secretary of Foreign Affairs a traitor. In fact, you told me that he committed treason.
Yes, it was an executive session, and we're not supposed to divulge what's happening in
I will read into the record your conversation with Brady,
but it's
and his notes to the Department of Foreign Affairs.
It's supposed to be a confidential matter.
Yes, but there's nothing confidential.
Even in the executive meeting, cabinet meeting, in the cabinet meeting in Malacanang, Mr. President, I will refuse to answer if that's
because
going to be the line.
Answer the questions
because
I'm going
it's
to ask
going
you
to
about
be
your
improper
meeting.
in this particular interpretation.
Because you cannot answer the questions I'm going to ask you.
I can answer, but I won't be baited into that trap.
You met
the point here
Brady,
is, Mr. President, this is
Mr.
how I felt.
President, may I request this gentleman,
Mr. President, in that case, I will refuse to yield the floor anymore.
Well,
for,
in that case, I will read into the record the notes that Mrs. Brady or Ambassador Brady wrote about your conversation with her in Beijing on August 12, 2012. You want me to read this?
Point of order, Mr. President.
You want me to read this?
Point of
What
order.
is the point of order?
The Senate President may reveal sensitive information pertaining to foreign relations and national security, and I believe it is out of order in
You
this
do not teach me
session.
what the parliamentary proceedings. I'm not answerable to anybody about
There is a
what
point
I
of
say
order,
in this hall.
Mr. President.
The Senate President may proceed.
All right, and I have here the white paper that you've been writing about the Secretary of Foreign Affairs.
Wait, what?
Well, 17 August 2012. We cannot take
Hindi
the
totoo
hint.
yan.
It's a
Bola
coward.
lang yan.
Kinuwento naman ni Enrile na noong panahon ni dating Pangulong Benigno Aquino III, inutusan si dating Senator Antonio Trillanes IV para makipagnegosasyon sa China. Pero kaduda-dudaan niya ang mga lakad ni Trillanes noon.
Saan ba nanggaling yung koneksyon ni Trillanes sa Beijing? Paano siya nagkaroon ng koneksyon doon? Mismo ako. Naging guest ako ng Beijing. Wala akong koneksyon na kagaya ni Trillanes.
He traveled to China 16 times, and during his last visit, the 16th visit, shortly, sir, but 2 days after, we lost this Scarborough Shoal.
Tugon naman ni dating Senator Trillanes, walang irregularidad sa pagpili sa kanya ni Noy Pangulong Aquino para makipag-usap sa China.
Any Filipino citizen can be designated as a back channel negotiator. Kasi ang itutulak nyo ay yung interest ng ating bansa. And ganito po yan, ano? Being a negotiator, wala ka namang diskarte dyan. Kung anong sasabihin sa'yo nung principal, nung presidente, yaan ang limitado ka lang dyan. Tapos kung ano yung mensahe ng kabila, yun naman ang ihahatid mo sa kanya at kung a-approvean niya o hindi. So wala pong extraordinary powers. Ngayon nagtatanong siya kahapon, bakit daw ako ang inappoint? Prerogative po yan ni President Aquino.
Aniya, hindi totoong walang nagawa ang kanyang back-channeling talks sa China dahil nagresulta umano ito sa pagbaklas ng mga barko ng China sa Scarborough Shoal at mangilan-ngilan na lang ang natitira ngayon. Pinabulaanan din niya ang mga sinabi ni Enrile.
Itong tao po na ito, talagang
notorious. Ika nga, kung may tinatawag na inventor ng fake news, ito na yon. Grabing mag-magic ito, grabe maglubid ng buhangin ito si Enrile.
Ikinagulat rin na mamamahayag na si Marites Vitug ang naging pahayag kagabi ni Enrile. Nakapanayam niya kasi ang dating senador noon para sa librong sinulat niya hinggil sa issue, ang Rock Solid, How the Philippines Won Its Maritime Case Against China.
Nagulat ako, so sabi ko, sandali, wait. So I went, so tinignan ko uli yung libro ko. Sabi ko, tama nga, na sinuportahan niya si Pinoy at that time na mas assertive ng Philippine sovereign rights sa West Philippine Sea. Ang sinuportahan niyang position, President Pinoy Aquino, was to make yung Scarborough Shoal issue an international issue. Ibig sabihin, ayaw ng China yon. Kasi ang China, na-offend sila pag dinadala mo sa international stage yung isang problema.
Samantala, pinagbawalan na rin ni Pangulong Duterte ang ibang miyembro ng gabinete na magsalita tungkol sa issue sa West Philippine Sea, maliban na lang kay Presidential Spokesperson Harry Roque.
This may order now to the cabinet and to all and sundry, yung talking for the government to reframe discussing itong West Philippine Sea with anybody. If we have to talk, we talk, and tayo-tayo lang, and there is one spokesman, si Secretary Harry will do it.
Kamakailan lamang, may magkaibang pahayag sina Roque at Foreign Affairs Secretary Teodoro Lacsin Jr. sa issue sa West Philippine Sea. Joyce Balancho, ABS-CBN News.
Anong forma ang pinagsasabi mo? Ikaw ang hindi pumorma dito. Mali. Nasabihan niya ako na hindi ako papaporma yun. Umasal akong maayos. Ganito naman tayo. Pagpunta na tayo ng natin. Hindi ba ba? Sabihan mo ako. Sabihan mo ako, hindi mo ako papaporma yun dito. I will answer why I am a member. That's ang problema, sasabihan niya ako sa mukha niya, hindi niya ako papaporma. Elected ako ng tao. Wala namang basura. I'm going to go Parang 12:45 ako nagsimula. Tayong dalawa, kay Pinay, 3 oras tayong dalawa eh. So, bibigyan ng timekeeper ka na kayo.
I'm asking you a question. You went to China, you asked the ambassador of the Philippines there, Madam Brady, for a meeting, and you said, do not take notes during our conversation. And you called the Secretary of Foreign Affairs a traitor. In fact, you told me that he committed treason.
Yes, it was an executive session and we're not supposed to divulge what's happening in
I will read it to the record, your conversation with Brady
but it's
and his notes to the Department of Foreign
It's
Affairs.
supposed to be a confidential matter.
Whom did you talk to in China?
I don't need to report to the Senate President, Mr. President.
You have a duty
I
to
am not,
report what you do
obliged.
as a senator to this chamber. And in fact, you have a duty to notify the office of the Senate President when you leave this country to go abroad.
But I did
And the only time that I have authorized you is one time. I do not know how many times you have been to China. My understanding is you have been to China talking to the Chinese government for 6 times already.
Yes. And
And that you have met them 15 or 16 times. For what reason, we do not know. Are you becoming a fifth columnist of the Chinese in this country?
The Senate President is not privy to the backroom channel talks, and I'm not obliged in any way to.
I think you have a duty to inform the people.
I'm not. I have already informed the people, but not the Senate President. I'm not obliged to report to the Senate President, and all this line of questioning is irrelevant again. And should this line of questioning continue, I will have to say that I will refuse to yield anymore the floor.
No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you a question. You went to China. You asked the ambassador of the Philippines there, Madam Brady, for a meeting, and you said, do not take notes during our conversation. And you called the Secretary of Foreign Affairs a traitor. In fact, you told me that he committed treason.
Yes, it was an executive session, and we're not supposed to divulge what's happening in
I will read into the record your conversation with Brady
but it's
and his
supposed
notes to the Department of Foreign
It's
Affairs.
supposed to be a confidential matter.
Yes, but there's nothing confidential.
Even in the executive meeting, cabinet meeting, in the cabinet meeting in Malacanang, Mr. President, I will refuse to answer if that's
Because
going
you
to be the
cannot
line.
answer the
No,
questions I'm
because
going
it's
to ask
going
you
to
about
be
your
improper
meeting.
in this particular interpellation.
Because you cannot answer the questions I'm going to ask
I can answer, but I won't be baited into that trap.
You met,
The point
met
here
Brady.
is, Mr. President, this is
Mr.
how I felt.
President, may I request this gentleman
Mr. President,
to
in
be
that case,
admonished.
I will refuse to yield the floor anymore.
Well,
for,
in that case, I
any
will read it
interpellation.
read it to the record, the notes that Mrs. Brady or Ambassador Brady wrote about your conversation with her in Beijing on August 12, 2012. You want me to read
point
this?
of order, Mr. President.
You want me to read this?
A point of
What is the
order.
point of order?
The Senate President may reveal sensitive information pertaining to foreign relations and national security, and I believe it is out of order in
You
this
do not teach me for
session.
the parliamentary proceedings. I'm not answerable to anybody
There
about
is a
what
point
I
of
say
order,
in this hall.
Mr. President.
The Senate President may proceed.
All right, and I have here the white paper that you've been writing about the Secretary of Foreign Affairs. (12) 17 August 2012. We cannot take the hit.
Majority Floor Leader to convoke the Ethics Committee, and I will file personally an Ethics Committee case against the gentleman from Bicol. Gentleman from Bicol.
Sa ngalan ng mga magigiting sa sundalong ito, nais muna naming iparating sa sambayang Pilipino na kami hindi mga terorista. Kami mga sundalong tumayo, nanindigan, at nagsabi lamang ng katotohanan. Gusto lang namin buksan ang mga mata ng ating mamamayan upang malaman nila ang tunay na pangyayari sa ating gobyerno. Narito kami upang sabihin ang aming mga hinaing at ipaabot sa mga kinauukulan. Sa aming pagsasalita na ito, aming binubuksan ang linya ng komunikasyon sa ating gobyerno.
Before we call on yung napili naming mag-mediate for a peaceful resolution nitong exercise na ito. We have 70 officers here na gusto iparating din yung mga hinaing nila.
Uy. Sir, sa gitna lang, sir.
I'm Captain Maestri Campo. I'm Captain Maestri Campo. I'm with the Scout Ranger. Sa nakita ko dito ngayon, kayo, mga media, capsulize everything about the problem of this nation. Nandiyan na lahat. Pagpasok nyo, nagkakagulo kayo. But I do not want to take things against you. Bakit kayo nagkakagulo? Kasi hanap buhay nyo ang kumuha ng news. So, nandiyan na yung economy, nandiyan na yung poverty, nagagawan kayo sa resources, mag-aaway kayo. In a nutshell, ito yung bayan natin. Kami, tumatayo sa tama, moral, and just. Siguro para sa kalaman ng lahat, dapat nyong mabatid. At ang unang tanong, ano ba ang meron sa amin dito? Bakit kami nagsusugal ng buhay namin? Wala. Personally, wala. Kung hindi ang sagot para sa lahat. I belong to an organization, the Armed Forces of the Philippines, and I have spent 8 years of combat duty in Mindanao. At sa ngayon, pag ako'y tinanong kung ang mga sundalo na nakasama ko at nakita ko na namatay, may kabuluhan ba? Ang sagot ko, wala. At hindi ako titigil hanggat hindi ko nakita na magkakaroon ng kabuluhan ang pagkamatay ng mga sundalo, civilian at damage to property. We are not that. We are also broad-minded people. Gaya ng sinabi ng isang kasama ko, we will talk. Ang masaklap nga lang, sa paggawa ko ng aking trabaho, nakikita ko mga sundalo, butas-butas ang combat boots, walang poncho, pagyan sa trabaho. Samantalang, pumunta ka ng Aguinaldo, Bonifacio, ang tao dyan, yung staff car, nadidrain na lang yung, lumulubog na yung langis, hindi na magamit. I remember one time, nagipag-usap ako sa battalion commander ko, Sir, if this is the Army and the Armed Forces I'm serving, kinahiya ko to. Pero dapat ang mga taong katulad nito, ito yung manatili sa serbisyo. Ang nangyayari, dahil minority, ginawa. We have fine resolve na dapat ayusin ang organisasyon. We are having a firm stand on this, and we have studied everything. We've studied for a long time. Ang problema, lumalabas sa organisasyon lang. Wala na tayong institusyon na mapagkakatiwalaan. Even the Supreme Court, kini-question. So if 100 years from now, we will die, we will risk a 50-50 chance today para makinabang yung mga apo natin.
If you want to make general statements, you better prove it. This is the Senate of the Republic of the Philippines.
Mr. Chairman.
This is not a cockpit of chismis. We are here investigating real things.
Yes,
Huwag ka
definitely.
nagdadaldal dito na hindi mo nalalaman.
Mr. Chairman,
You're out of order. Session is suspended.
nagiging committee di absuelto
ang Blue Ribbon Committee.
I will move for your contempt then.
I object.
I object,
Mr. Chairman.
Committed. Session is resumed. The Secretary,
I made the objection, Mr. Chairman. You are not a one-man
that is a
committee here.
Committee
So,
de absuelto.
Yes, nagiging
And
committee de
I will put you
absuelto.
under ethics now.
Yes, yes, please do so. I welcome that.
Call the Mr. Chairman, Mr. Majority Floor Leader, the gentleman from wherever he comes from says that this is a committee de absuelto.
No, Mr. Chairman, you read into the records. For that matter, it was already suspended.
That was made in public before television.
But you need to check your facts, Mr. Chairman.
That I want to file finally. This gentleman has been
Please do so.
accusing
Please do so.
everybody
Mr. Chairman,
in the Senate.
please do so.
Has been accusing everybody in the Senate of everything.
Only you, Mr. Chairman. Only you.
No. In the past, you got away. Senator Subiri and you almost got into a slugfest.
Suspended naman, di ba?
Hindi, I've already resumed. I am asking the Majority Floor Leader to convoke the Ethics Committee, and I will file personally an Ethics Committee case against the gentleman from Bicol. So let us proceed. And the chairman would like to tell the gentleman from Bicol to behave himself. Otherwise, I will put the Sergeant at Arms before him.
Mr. Chairman, I have done...
The chair has already ruled. You are not recognized. Go ahead.
Well, Mr. Chairman...
Villera, I want to ask you questions.
Mr. Chairman, I maintain my objection.
What objection?
Regarding your irrational ruling and behavior as chairman of this Blue Ribbon Committee.
Excuse me.
And
I've always acted rationally. I am a
you've been
senator of
doing
this country.
a one-man show, a monologue for several hours. I believe that's not normal. And
I will not answer you. You're out of order. I will not dignify all your one-man statements, all your observations that are completely out of order. The trouble with this gentleman is every time he doesn't like it, he will conduct a coup. And then he will be forgiven, and then he will go to the Senate, and then he will conduct another coup, and then he will be forgiven again.
And ikaw nag-barricade ka sa Subic just to hold on to your position.
That is
That's
correct.
even pathetic, Mr. Chairman.
Napaka-elementary nang nangyayari. Tigilan niyo na yan.
No, it's all right. I can handle this guy.
File na. Dispense with the investigation. File the case in court.
Darating po tayo dyan, Mr. Chairman. Pero ito po, no, buti nga yung anak niya na drug lord at saka yung son-in-law
That
ay...
would be, I take exception to that statement, Mr. Chair.
Please...
It is not fair and
it's my opinion. It's my opinion. Ikaw nga, pinapapatay mo yung mga suspected.
His 12, according to Mrs. Brady, that was his 12th meeting with the Chinese. Senator Trillanes has been quietly, secretly, clandestinely meeting with the Chinese about the Scarborough and the South China or the West Philippine Sea. Pinoy called the senator when he saw that the Chinese did not keep their word to withdraw. Pinoy did not know of the arrangements being made by the senator. Imagine talking to an enemy of a potential enemy of this country 16 times. What did he discuss with these people? Who initiated the discussion? Did he or did they? Did they pay for his trip to
Beijing? Huh? He should answer. That's why he could not be here, because I'm going to ask him. My God, this guy is a fraud. Where was I? Pinoy gave his clearance to pursue. 17. Pinoy did not know that talks were suspended with the Chinese for 2 weeks. 18. Pinoy gave his clearance to pursue initiatives on back-channel talks. This is his representation to Mrs. Brady. 19. In the Philippines, no one cares about Panatag Shoal. He said to Mrs. Brady, sa Pilipinas, walang may gusto na sa atin yung Panatag, yung Scarborough Shoal. Yan ang sinasabi niya. Pilipino ba yan? Makabayan ba yan? My God! What kind of a senator is this? China was never going to put up a station there. Yun ang sinabi niya. Sinabi ni Trillanes. He was speaking for China. If China wanted to, they would have done so already. That was his position. He did not realize that the whole China Sea is being claimed by China. And yet he claims to be an expert in international law. Expert in security, expert in geopolitical struggle.